Hello everybody, you are watching the Chrissy B Show. Now what do we have in store for you on today's program? First of all, I'll be speaking to Tom Hooker, blogger and former animal man. Very interesting. We also have our fitness tip from Jane Wrafter, all about stretching effectively. And also we have our weekly makeup and fashion tips by the Gregoire Sisters. And I'll also be taking a look at my trip to London Zoo, where I got to meet some very interesting animals like the aardvarks, and also I met some other lovely animals too, and also got to check out the rainforest. But first of all, without further ado, let's speak to Ian and Helena with the news.
Hello.
Hello.
I was at London Zoo the other day as well.
You're always at London
Are you?
Zoo.
I was.
Doing what?
We were shooting, we were working with the gorillas and the tigers, who were both fast asleep because it's been such hot weather, as you know, in June and July.
Yeah.
It's such hot weather at the moment that they're all lethargic, they're all fast asleep.
Oh.
So it was the middle of the afternoon. It was about 6 hours before we got any filming done.
Would they not wake them up for you?
No.
Or feed them? Or
You know, well,
do something
normally
to...
there are tricks, you know, that they use. So if you want to get the gorillas out of the gorilla house, this is, you know, because I used to be a wildlife photographer. They used to throw coconuts. They just throw coconut shells out, and the gorillas go out and get the coconuts. So he gets them out there. The tigers, they always feed the tigers first thing in the morning at London Zoo. So they just go to sleep for the rest of the day till the mid-afternoon. But we got some great shots in the end.
Did you go inside, or were you taking them from outside?
No, we're not allowed to anymore. I used to go in with lions and tigers.
That's brave.
Yeah, I used to go in with lions and tigers.
That was another challenge that I turned down.
Oh.
I was meant to be walking some lions and tigers.
But you didn't
somewhere.
want to do it.
Well, it was a time when that news article that news came out of that zookeeper that was killed by a tiger or a lion that she was looking after. So I thought, if that, it was just a week before I was supposed to make a decision. So I really, really wanted to do it, but I thought it's not worth the risk.
It's a thing. Strange stuff. We were just discussing
it
with Tom just before, you know, because he's on the show tonight.
Yes.
And the reality is that with those types of animals, if you're afraid, you don't go in. Yeah. Because basically humans give off a scent, and to something like a tiger or a lion, it's an attack scent.
I don't think I would have been had I not heard about that news. But then the poor zookeeper, she was obviously not afraid of the animal because she used to.
Well, I mean,
it can be like that, though. It can be like
that's
that,
what I'm saying.
it?
Look what my cat did to me, actually.
Oh,
She's quite, I don't know if you can see that. Got a big scratch down my arm. She goes, actually, I'm going to ask Tom about this later because she goes crazy at night.
Really?
She attacks me. She gets, well, I think she's playing, but then she gets really like aggressive.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. But anyway, I was just sharing my wound with everyone. Anyway, enough about animals. We'll talk more about animals later and showing you a video about London Zoo. Okay.
So this is something fun that I think I've really enjoyed. It's a visual thing, but I don't think we've got the picture. But Legoland in Windsor.
Yes.
Have got a great setup. It's fantastic. There's all the sort of London sites, but they've got Buckingham Palace. And they've got the royal family made of Lego, sort of positioned outside. It's so clever though, because they've got the stance and the outfits that you know the real royals wear. And Rachel Trevor Morgan, who's the Queen's milliner, has made hats for them all.
Oh,
so it looks really amazing. They do look incredibly real, and especially the Queen. The Queen looks wonderful and yellow, and she's sort of tootling outside, and it's just fun. So well worth a visit.
I think I'll have to go there because I've never been there. It's on my list of things to do.
And I think I was suffering from the heat the other night because I keep on waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'd heard this story the night before, that very shortly the current Queen, Queen Elizabeth, will be on the throne longer than Queen Victoria. She'll be the longest ever serving monarch. So at 3 o'clock, in the morning,
anguish.
It's the excitement of all this.
And the Battenberg cake you've been eating in the green room, which is only that much left for me. Yeah.
It's all yours now.
So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I thought, you know, I've got to find out what is the date when she becomes the longest ever serving queen. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, there was I under the duvet with my iPhone trying to work it out. And I think it's the 16th of September 2015.
That's my birthday.
Is the date when she becomes the longest ever serving queen.
Gosh, she's got a way to go. It's like
it's a year and some days.
If it was well, you never know. Well, let's see what happens.
So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
She'll definitely make it.
Yeah, she'll make it, I'm sure.
Obviously, Philip's the
gosh.
longest male royal as well.
Yeah,
Longest male. Prince William and Prince Harry and their United Wildlife campaign is still
It's
going
all
strong.
animals, isn't it?
I know, it's all animal fun. And backed by David Beckham and lots of other celebrities. So, and a lot of it's to do with, Prince William was saying, baby George won't be around to see lions, tigers. It's to do with poachers and catching the poachers. So they're going gung-ho to get that sorted.
Yeah,
I mean, it's quite recent. But I don't know, there's something that there's something that's a little bit incongruent about it, because Prince William, Prince Harry, in fact all the royals, they do sports, don't they? And
They
I
do-
know
they
it's
do- they do
I
shoot,
know
yeah.
it's different, but blood sports.
But if you think about it, look what happened to the King of Spain, or the former King of Spain, who during the riots last year or the year before went elephant shooting instead, and that was his downfall. That was his downfall.
I don't think it's on the same degree, because I know, but they went to Spain, I believe, and it was I think they're known as pests. It's boars, isn't it? Boars, they're pests in Spain, but still they're quite big animals, and
Yes,
it's-
I understand what you mean. It's kind of.
I'd feel happier if they didn't do it.
I think it's,
I'd feel happier.
I don't see the point in it, because they're all endangered species.
Yeah,
now.
it's different when something.
No, some are more endangered than others.
No, but why do it is the reality. Why do something like
I
that?
used to go
This
shooting
is
with
how
my
I
dad, but we
Yes.
used to eat.
A Greek thing again.
No, I know.
Another Greek thing.
Well,
He wanted sons and he got 2 daughters, so we got to go shooting and stuff.
Did you build
So-
houses too? No.
No, we didn't.
We're not going to go through the
Did
pet.
actually, I'll tell you about
We're
that.
not going to go through the pet story again,
No,
are we?
no.
But I forgot what I was saying now, Ian. Yes, but we used to eat everything that he shot. It wasn't like, let's just go and shoot animals for the sake of it. We
absolutely.
used to fill up the freezer actually
No.
with stuff.
Please don't talk about the freezer again.
Anyway, we were talking about
Not the freezer, please.
X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, and the judges and what you need to be a good judge. And I know that Amanda Holden's been seen doing her speciality, which
Yes.
is headstands, which I found a bit bizarre. 'Cause I was just trying to think, because she's Britain's Got Talent, isn't she? Yeah.
She's brilliant.
Yes,
She's
she
one
is.
of the judges, but it's just very odd that's her speciality is headstands, which I
Gosh.
know is quite funny.
What's
So
yours?
one of these days, I know we should
I don't have one.
we should all have a little secret and then just come on and do our thing.
I-
Whatever that thing is.
I have no idea what mine is.
I think my
I'll
biggest
regret
talent
this
is keeping
now.
quiet.
Yeah, okay, Ian.
Talking about yourself, yeah. Okay. Yes, moving on. Carol Vorderman, actually thinking about it, because I was thinking, because you've done the...
Pilots.
no,
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you recently did a
Yes,
thing.
the
Yes.
iPilot. Yes.
And
Yes,
so
that's
she's
it.
just taken her pilot's license.
Oh, has she?
well, yeah, I think it was a while
sausage.
ago, but
Yeah.
she's brainy, isn't she? She's very attractive, and can you
Yeah.
imagine? I think she's going out with someone from the Red Arrows as well.
Is she?
is.
Oh, that's
She's
right.
She's going out with the
Just to spend more time with him,
squadron
that's all.
leader. But the reality was that when she did her first solo trial, she was filmed doing it as well. And then they actually did it live on television. Such is the nature of celebrities nowadays.
First trial? What do you mean?
Well, they have to do solos. They have to do solo flights. So on her very first solo flight, they had cameras inside the plane.
that's so
She has to do a circuit and then land again. And they actually filmed the whole thing. And it went out live
Wow.
on
That was
one of the
brave.
morning TV shows as well. Yeah.
That's another thing I've been asked to do, Ian.
What's
To
that?
fly a plane, and I'm too scared to do.
Oh, it's exciting.
I'm too scared. They want me to do all those hoops in the air and stuff. I'm thinking, I don't think so. It might grow on me, the idea.
The
but
stories
I'll
I
come
could
with
tell
you
you.
on your channel.
really, do you think? Would you
Yeah.
like to do that?
Yeah, I love it.
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe you could do it instead. Have Eleanor
I
up
got,
with me.
cloned.
I got knocked out once. I got seriously knocked out once because I was working with a stunt team, and the guy who was flying me thought it'd be very clever to suddenly do going towards the sun,
Yeah.
and he hadn't fixed the canopy, and the canopy came back and knocked me out. And knocked me out, and I had
That kept you
concussion.
quiet, didn't it, for a while?
And I had concussion. I don't even remember driving home.
Well, definitely not doing that challenge.
Absolutely.
Aw. Tom Jones, 74, still going strong. He was.
My granny used to love him.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
he is good, isn't he? He says he's only going to stop performing if his voice stops, and I doubt it
good
will.
for him.
He's going to keep
Good for
going,
him.
which is great. One of the things the Duke said to him, Prince Philip, I think, was.
I thought you meant John Wayne for me.
Oh, no, let's not talk about John Wayne. I'm sure there's a story coming up about John Wayne. Prince Philip said to him, "What do you gargle with? Pebbles?" Which I thought was a very strange. It's a typical Prince Philip comment, isn't it?
Yeah, it
he
is.
makes
He just
sort of a
comes
bit
out
off
with
the
some-
wall.
But he's a really nice guy because, strangely, my hairdresser. He's
Another
a celebrity
story.
hairdresser. And he was walking down the embankment recently and he saw Tom Jones outside and he went up and asked, "Would you mind if I have a photograph with you?" And he said, no problem at all. You know, and he's very, very good with everybody, you know, that he meets as well. And I've heard that he's a very, very natural person to actually sort of have around.
He seems really nice.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be back with us on
We
the
are.
last part of the show.
Yep.
We are.
Because we're going to meet some other
Looking
lovely
forward to
guests. Our first guest being Tom Hooker, the Animal Man, so please don't go away.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. Now, before we meet Tom Hooker, Animal Man, let's take a look at this fitness tip with Jane Wrafter, all about stretching.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane. Welcome to your fitness tips. Today I'm going to show you a really nice stretchy exercise. It's really simple and it's really good for spinal mobility, so for getting the vertebra moving laterally sideways. So typically a lot of people do their back in reaching for the seat belt because their body is not used to that kind of movement, so it trains your body to do that really nicely. It stretches out the backs of your legs and your inner thighs as well, and it improves posture. So it's a win-win exercise. It's a really lovely one. Now you'll see I've got this here. This is a yoga block, which I'm going to start by sitting on. You could sit on anything. You could sit on a cushion or a couple of towels. It doesn't have to be a block, but the idea of it is that your bottom, when you start this exercise, is a little bit higher than your feet. Okay, so you sit on your block and you try and lengthen through your spine as much as possible, so try not to collapse. Try and lift yourself up, draw your belly button in, and then take your arms to the side and very gently pull your shoulder blades back. So this is your start position. You've got to imagine you've got a pool cue going across the back of your arms, which means you can't go like this, all right? So the movement's going to be through the spine. So we're going to turn to one side, keeping those arms on that imaginary pool cue, and then holding onto your belly button, pulling it in. Reach either for your calf muscle. If you're not as flexible, that's absolutely fine. Or reach further down towards your foot and take your forehead down towards your knee. By the way, you'll notice a really nice stretch in your lower back as well. It's another bonus of this exercise. I'm going to come back up, rotate, and reach. Now you'll be amazed. I promise you, when you first do this, you'll think, I can't do this, it's too hard. But if you practice, it gets easier so quickly, I promise you. And even just in one practice session, you'll get further down towards your legs. Say you did 10 on each side, by the 10th one, you'd be getting closer down. I'm going to show you what it looks like without the block. So without the block, I have to work a little bit harder now through my core section to stay lifted because it's much more tempting to start to collapse. So I'm going to work and stay lifted, same thing. I'm going to rotate and exhale over, breathe in and hold, exhale up, inhale, hold, exhale, rotate, breathe in, breathe out and reach across. Now when you're touching your foot or your leg, give your body an extra little pull down. So go to the point where you can naturally go and then pull. Use your hand and pull. So you assist your stretch. I'm going to do one more. I could carry on with this all day. This is one of my favourite stretches. So I hope you enjoy that as much as I do, guys. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Jane. Although those stretches did look a little bit advanced for me. How about you, Tom? 'Cause you used to do that, didn't you?
I used to be able to do the splits, yeah, but just not anymore then.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So now, why do they call you Animal Man, first of all?
I'd love to say it's because I've spent like a year surviving in the wild or something like that, like Bear Grylls does, but no, it's because I used to work with animals quite a lot, and still do actually, but more as a passion than a profession.
But you didn't start off doing that, did you? Because you were doing other stuff before.
I didn't, no, and nor could my careers advisor kind of predict where my life would go. I basically started off working in a circus.
Right, okay.
And I had a bit of an injury, which was a kind of a sad end to that.
Yeah.
And then I did an advanced diploma in marine zoology, so that kind of then got me into working with...
Now, what did you want to do as a child, though? Because, you know, we always have, like, dreams of, I want to be this when I grow up. I wanted to work in London Zoo when I was a child.
Oh, well, it's actually...
And that was really ambitious.
Well, to be honest, I always wanted to be an astronaut. And I know that's one of those stereotypical, you know, you wanted to be a fireman, you wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah, genuinely did, and probably still would love to be one day if that's possible, with you know, everybody like Richard Branson making it a bit more accessible for the multi-millionaires.
Yeah,
but
exactly, for the rich for
not
the rich
necessarily
folk.
for me, but...
Okay, so you wanted to be an astronaut, then you got into the circus. How long were you doing the circus stuff for?
I trained with a company that put all the big Millennium Dome events on when that first started, and then I worked at sea for about 3.5 years with P&O Cruises, doing a lot of their circus training and shows there with them, and then I sadly had a collarbone ripped out. Gosh. Which with circus is very short shelf life. If you've got a big injury like that, you kind of next.
How did you pull yourself together after that? Because it must have been quite disappointing for you.
Yeah, it was very disappointing because I'd had all these dreams of, you know, going and to be in Cirque du Soleil and all these, you know, fantastic shows, and I'd seen a lot of those shows, which was kind of my inspiration to get into it. And then when that happened, I would definitely say I suffered a little bit of depression after that, because, you know, it's kind of everything you wanted to do just kind of suddenly, that's it, no more.
But at the end of the day, though, you actually discovered other talents that you had, so it wasn't the end there for you because you started to do other things.
Yeah, well, I would like to say I'm a bit of a chameleon in that sense, that, you know, when things happen, I change and adapt to whatever it is I need to do.
It's a wonderful thing to have.
Yeah. I think I grew up with a kind of attitude, that a can-do attitude, I think. I mean, I grew up, you know, at school, was never very good at sports and things like that, and, you know, being ginger back in the day was, I don't know if it's cool now,
it's
but
trendy now.
Yeah, but it definitely wasn't when I was at school, that's for sure. And yeah, so I got picked on quite a lot. I know this is not the Tom Hooker sob story or anything, but and then so I developed, you know, my passion for, you know, mountain biking and the circusy kind of stuff then, because it's all stuff that you can build your own confidence and your own. You've got nobody else to let down, like in a football team or something, you know.
And tell us about the animal stuff now that you do, which looks wonderful, by the way. I was watching your YouTube videos.
Oh, fantastic. The one with the sea lion?
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, basically, I started off, a friend of mine when I was at university had a company where he would take scorpions and tarantulas and things around to schools, like the Animal Man. And it would talk about adaptation and how animals live in their environments. And he said to me, he's like, you know what? I can teach people how to handle animals, but I can't teach them to have personality, which I took as a compliment. And so he taught me how, you know, to be safe with the animals and how to respect them and to, you know your limitations. And then I would...
We've got a few pictures, haven't we, Tom? Okay.
Maybe one with a... Yeah, that's a monitor lizard.
Okay. That's a big lizard.
That's George.
Wow.
There's a savannah monitor lizard.
What else do we have there?
Got a little bit more of a beard on that one there.
Oh, joking. That's my worst nightmare.
Madagascan hissing cockroaches.
Oh my God, I hate them. I'm so sorry.
So they're misunderstood though, because everyone thinks that they're dirty, but they clean the rainforest. That's what they do. They clean the floor.
I remember them flying at me every time I went to Cyprus. They just used to go for me for some reason. And I used to tread on them, and they used to just, it was horrible. Yeah. But sorry, let's go back to the other. I saw another picture just then. That was just, oh, okay, who's that?
That one's Bobby. He's a Burmese python. So he's an albino Burmese python.
Dangerous?
No, he's a constrictor, but, you know, you kind of learn the behaviour of an animal, and you know when they're getting a little bit agitated or anything like that, and you know when to back off.
What's been the favourite animals you've got to?
Definitely the California sea lions, hands down.
Are they dangerous or?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about a dog, you know, a dog could inflict quite a lot of damage on somebody if it was mistreated and disrespected. And the same with sea lions. But they are very, very
They look lovely.
playful
when I was watching
animals.
the video, I thought, I want to do that. You look lovely.
Well, that's what, you know, again, it's that go-to attitude. I thought to myself, you know, I've always wanted to work with marine mammals, like, you know, like a sea lion. And I thought to myself, well, why can't I? You know, and I think
exactly, that's the question people should ask themselves. Why not?
they should, and people don't get this in schools. And apologies, you know, if anybody's a careers advisor out there. But when I was at school, we definitely didn't get the option of being a sea lion trainer or working in the circus. It was, you know, you're either going to teach religious education or you were going to be a geography, outdoor pursuits, you know, teacher.
It's not very appealing.
Yeah, back in the day. Are you good at
like,
maths? I'm like, no, I don't want a job with maths. Thank you.
And tell us about the blogging as well that you're doing.
The blogging, well, basically, I moved to London. My wife, she was going to go out to Dubai and sing, but sadly a contract fell through, and so we were then in London, and I kind of wanted a challenge, you know, I wanted to sort myself out and, you know, set goals in my life, and I thought, well, why not blog about it? So I started off writing a blog about believing in yourself and just to set yourself challenges, small, you know, things that you can tick off. You know, I think there's a sense of achievement when you can tick something off, even if it's tiny.
I love ticking stuff off my to-do list every day.
Well, I was like, you know, those crazy people like in films, and they got like conspiracy theories, and they got all these pictures on the walls, and that was like me, but it was just lists of goals and things took off. Like, have you know, paid your phone bill? Yes. You know. But then I wanted to blog a little bit more about my passion, which was animals. Yeah. And through some friends of mine, I started to blog for a company called St. Kid, which do it's a clothing company. And I blog now called Creature Curiosities, it's called. And it's basically all about crazy animals and anything from mythological beasts like, or the Loch Ness Monster would be a good one, or the Kraken. I don't know if you've ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean. They've got these big sea creatures that come out. I write about that and just about, you know...
And you've got one about bullying as well, haven't you?
Yes, that is my... I'm hopefully going to start a YouTube channel. I've been doing a lot of research with anything, you know, you need to do your homework first. Yeah. And one of the things that's kind of close to my heart is empowering children to have, you know, confidence, whether it's through circus, through sports, whatever it is, but for them to, you know, feel their own, to build their own confidence and not to have to rely on other people for it or to wear clothes to do it, whatever it is. So with the anti-bullying thing, I'd love to be able to put something out there, some good content on YouTube that, you know, makes this issue a little bit more aware and to have a solution for it rather than just making a...
So when it's up and running, let us know and you can come back on and talk about it.
Fantastic, I will do indeed.
Brilliant, it's been lovely talking to you, Tom.
Too,
I love everything that you've spoken about, and I think that's really inspired our viewers as well. You know, if you have been through bullying or you've had things like dreams that you had that seem to be sort of taken away from you, you can still go ahead and make most out of your life.
You're never too old to do anything, that's
Definitely.
for sure.
Thank you very much. Okay, so after the break, I'll be joined by Megan and Cynthia Gregoire with makeup and fashion tips, so please don't go away.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, and now it's time for Megan's makeup and Cynthia's styling. Hello, girls.
Hi, Chrissy.
They sound the same, don't they? You're both looking gorgeous as usual.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. So you're going first, aren't you, Megan?
Yes, I am. Today, Chrissy, we're going to talk how to blend lashes and liner. So lots of times when we apply eyeliner,
we mess it up.
Naturally, it could go wrong in a lot of ways.
Okay.
But I'm going to just teach a few tips on how you actually get that definition and common mistake.
Okay.
One of the things is when you put a liner on, I've done Cynthia's right eye, sometimes there can be a gap. So there's actually a lot of parts on the upper eye. There's the under eyelid there that you can put definer in with this liner. I like to use obviously waterproof because it is the water lash line on the top. So what I'm going to do, Cynthia, just look down, is just fill in that
really tickles.
that really tickly spot, and tell me if you need a little pause. But you can see I'm just filling in. I'll give her a little break because it is a bit tickly. But if you can do that, this is perfect, Chrissy. I know that.
Yeah, you've done that to me as well.
I do, because I love that definition. So I always look for more definition. Everyone hates it, but they love the way it looks.
Yeah, it looks good.
But it's perfect too if you're not a eyeliner wearer, but you want that definition, because if you put it in that waterline, what happens is it gives that defined black line, but there's no way that you can kind of mess that up because it's only going to go on the waterline.
Yeah.
So if you don't use, one thing I will say is if you don't use a waterproof liner, it could get a bit smudgy and it could go and transfer to the bottom, and that look is not a good look. One other thing, a flat brush, eyeliner brush, as well as it could be an eyebrow brush, dipped in black. And so, close your eyes, Cynthia. Basically just putting it on that liner. This is liquid liner Cynthia has. Putting it on that liner just fills in the gaps. You don't want any peachy skin spots.
Oh, so you put the liquid liner first and then you go over it with the powder?
Or even if you had a pencil liner. Right. So this too blends it out and makes it softer, so there's no harsh lines as well. So it does have two benefits. One, it blends that out. It brings it, you can open now, it brings that definition and fills in those spots. Now, a lot of common mistake, girls and their false eyelashes. All right, this is for you. There is a little spot here, if you look up and over up here, and a little bit, sorry, over there. She's always like, where do I? But basically there's a spot, Chrissy, right in here that you want to get, that just joins in that end of the eyelash strip and the beginning of where the eyelashes start, as well as when you put them on, to do that as well with black liner, because close.
Let's turn her around.
Yeah, so basically you're putting this lash strip on, and then you've got that separation. You've got those little peachy patches of skin. Yeah. Now just close your eyes. So basically where that adhesive goes, just pop that on. It will blend it in. So it's blending in lashes liner. Another common mistake when we're putting pops of color like you lovely ladies have for the hot weather that we've had lately, is that people don't bring it underneath to the lower line. So what you have is crazy color happening on top, but look up. You want to just bring that in to the bottom lash line, because otherwise it looks a bit what they call top heavy. So that is brilliant. And one of the things that we have also is just that fresh spring summer. I love these little pens here from Ellie's Fa. They're just brilliant. Just popping on that color as well,
that's nice.
because you can, you know, get into some drowny colors that you don't want for the hot weather. You want to be glistening, you want to be fresh, you want to be peachy and have that popping cheek and that pop of color.
Thank you, Megan. Now it's Cynthia's turn with the styling.
Okay.
That's great. Okay.
So straight to the...
Just move. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Just move this chair out of the way.
Well, last week I did skirts, Chrissy, so naturally the follow-up in my mind for that was to do dresses, and we're hitting full-on summer weather now, so I thought that I'd do dresses. Today I'd like to talk about the type of silhouette that dresses give certain women, and the types of bodies that we encounter and that we need dresses to fit. I'm going to start with you, Chrissy, because I love what I put you in tonight. This is a lovely Vivienne Westwood wrap dress. And you can see that it's got this beautiful pixelated print, and that's really on trend right now. It's nice and cool because it's made of silk, and just wonderful draping, and it's asymmetrically cut. Chrissy, if you just turn around there and just show at the back, there's some of the detailing with the draping. It's just a really gorgeous print, and you wear that so well.
It's lovely, I love it.
Cool. What I have Megan in tonight is I have, every woman needs a mini dress in their wardrobe. Now, a mini dress works really well for petite women, but it can work for anyone. And basically we have this lovely monochrome piece by Rag & Bone, and you can see that the paneling on the front, to show the front there, the front actually makes her look like the hips are smaller, and then if you turn around at the back, we've got this lovely sectioning detail there. So Very nice dress as well.
It's lovely.
I'm in what they call a sheath dress, and it is cut by Nicole Miller. Now that is a name that is very popular with dresses because she knows how to cut a dress, American designer. This type of dress looks good on all body types, and this color has been really, really hot for spring and summer. So don't be afraid to wear this bold pink. All right, so I'm just going to go through some of the different dresses that I have here on the rail. And the first one that I have is the most essential staple for any woman's wardrobe, and this is the iconic wrap dress. Isn't that lovely?
That's gorgeous.
That would look lovely on you. This is Diane von Furstenberg, and she's another just household name when it comes to good dresses. So women, you cannot go wrong with getting a dress cut by her. This one is called a t-shirt dress or a shirt type dress, and it's lovely for pear-shaped figures or even those who have apple-shaped figures. So a pear-shaped figure, I mean, is one that carries more weight in the bottom, or an apple-shaped figure is one that carries more, maybe you have a heavier bust. But you can adjust this. Again, like I talked about last with my jumpsuit section, think about a dress as a top and a bottom, and the tops and bottoms that would flatter you, and then find the appropriate dress.
Find the right shape dress, okay.
Okay, here are two. Do you like this one? This one's amazing too. These two are also very popular Diane von Furstenbergs. This one here looks amazing on people of all sizes and shapes and ages actually, so it's a really great number, although it is more of an evening type dress.
It's really nice.
As we head into summertime, you really want to grab those bright colors. So here we have just a bright yellow dress, and you can see it's a bit oversized cut, and it's got an elasticized waist, which is really handy for just adjusting it to the different body types. This would work well with most body types.
I love that.
And this one right here, this one's called a peplum dress, and Ted Baker did this one. And a peplum is just this like little skirt detail here, and it works really well for people who have broad shoulders or a more masculine body type. Really adds that feminine touch to it.
I love that.
I
love everything, don't I? I should just stop talking, sorry. I'll keep quiet now.
Trends that we see for this summer is we see sheer paneling. This one is done by John Tay Kahn. I think he was inspired by Dior for that one. And this one here is by MSGM, Italian designer. And you can see this fabulous snake sort of print and this animal detail. And you can see here that it's got sort of that apron overhang look there. So that is really cool.
That's good if you're a bit bloated, isn't it?
It could be
for some reason.
A couple more. This one very inspired by Wimbledon for this one. So we have Wimbledon coming up, don't we? There's a tennis dress for you. Cool. Beautiful. Again, just another one that has animal detail. This one's great for petite figures that want to look very feminine. It gives you hips and it gives you curves, if that's what you so desire. What's really, really hot on the shelves right now is this for casual look. You can take these dresses, look at the drawstring details on them. They really give you a lot of flexibility with the way you wear them, short or long. The fabrics are just wonderful, tencel and rayon. They're just very comfortable and cool and breathe easy.
So they'll be nice with heels, would they?
Lovely with heels. And I'm going to
okay.
say it again that you could do these ones with even runners as well.
Really?
You could, yes.
Wouldn't that kill the look?
Well, it
Or
depends.
just give you a different look?
You'd take the right person, just put it that way. But I would love this one with heels. You could also do flats as well for daytime. But
Cool.
yes, those
So we've
ones.
got about a minute left. And if we can
Do we? Okay, I can do this in a minute. Great. This one here, we just have a few long pieces for today. This is something else that we're often seeing in shops right now. Again, it's got this like waistband that's very adaptable, right? And then that soft kind of fabric. This is a Danish designer, Reuben Solvener, and he cuts quite. He did the jumpsuit last time.
Did he? Oh,
yeah.
I love
Or
those
the kimono. And this one here, this is the maxi dress, and the maxi dress is great for elongating your torso. If you want to even look taller, you pick a white shoe. And this one here is great for making masculine body types look more feminine as well. So
thank you. We've managed to go through everything. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, girls. And we'll see you again next week on the show. That was brilliant. Okay, so do stay tuned because after the break, I'll be showing my video of my trip to London Zoo, and they have a new Meet the Animals experience there, which was fantastic. And also I'll be back with Ian and Helena, so don't go away.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Let's now take a look at my latest trip to London Zoo. London Zoo today to try out the Meet the Animals experience that they have here, but also to find out how you as a visitor can be actually contributing to a very good cause. Okay, I'm with Mark now, who's a zookeeper here at London Zoo, and he's going to explain what we're doing today in this particular enclosure.
Going to be feeding the primates, as you can see they're all around us. Several different species around us. We've got a mixture of food. We've got live food and fruit and veg. So what we'll get you to do is you can, with the fruit, you can hold it in your hands flat.
Right.
With the bugs, you can hold them and they'll take them off you.
Okay. That's going to be a bit of a challenge for me, but I will try.
That's so funny. That's what we will like.
It's going to be fun.
So I'm here with Laura now, and she's going to introduce us to these two lovely animals. And I don't know if you guys have seen them before, because I hadn't. And they're called aardvarks.
They are aardvarks. Yeah, this is Misha and Kayo, who are aardvarks, and they come from sub-Saharan Africa.
And they are really cute and friendly, aren't they? As well?
Yeah, they're really inquisitive animals, so they're really sweet-natured. What we'll do is say we get food, like mealworms out. What they'll do is they'll get up and they'll just be kind of walking around, jumping up just to see what the smells are. They're really sweet-natured.
Okay, Laura, thanks so much. Thank you. And now it's time to meet the lady who was the brains behind this Meet the Animals adventure at London Zoo. Hello, Catherine.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Nice sunny day here.
So how did you come up with this idea to have this experience at London Zoo?
I think we looked at our audience here, and one of the things that we realised and one of the things we really wanted to do was to engage people here and really inspire them with like they're amazing animals you've seen for yourself, and really allow them to get up close and personal. Take the aardvarks for example. You know, those animals that you probably will never see in the wild because they're nocturnal. They're really rare as well and really quite endangered. But actually these guys, you know, you've got the ideal opportunity to get up, to touch them, to really see what makes them really special as a species. So at ZSL, we do a lot of conservation work around the world. There are certain animals that we do a lot of work with, and every single penny that goes here is helping towards the work that we do as ZSL in terms of conservation. So whether it's the aardvarks and helping preserve them as an endangered species, or whether it's looking at the rainforest and trying to protect rainforests around the world, that's all the type of work that ZSL are involved with, and therefore any ticket that's bought for these experiences is directly contributing towards that.
Catherine, thank you so much. It's been a lovely experience here today. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
So there you go, you get a good time, and also you're contributing to a really good cause. Now before we speak with Helen and Ian again, let's just answer this viewer question from Dana. She says, "Hi Chrissy, I have very curly hair and my sister has beautiful straight hair. I hate my hair and wish it was straight. I tried to blow dry it straight, but it's really long and it just came out frizzy. I don't really know what to do with it and don't want to cut it. What would you do, Chrissy?" Now, Dana, probably if your hair was straight, you'd probably want it curly. And the fact is, sometimes, especially us girls, we're not very happy with what we've got, and that's not a good thing. I'll give you my example. I used to have really long curly hair and it was nice and thick, and over the years it started to fall out and it got a lot thinner. And I used to feel quite down about it, but then afterwards I just learned to embrace what I have and make the most of what I have. And I think rather than trying to look for ways to change your hair, you could always ask for advice from your hairdresser, but rather than looking to change, why don't you just make the most of what you have? And you know, we do have a lot of pressure nowadays from the media and everything to look a certain way, but remember, you're beautiful as you are. You don't need to change, just improve, just work with what you have, and that's it. And I hope that's helped you. And I'm sure that's going to help the rest of the youngsters out there, because from your email, I think you're probably a teenager. What do you reckon?
I think it's very important to embrace what they have already. I'm really lucky. Do you know, my hair grows like wildfire. It seriously does. You know,
one of our cameramen's hair grows really fast as well.
Absolutely, it really grows like one. You know, and I have to have it cut every couple of weeks.
Really?
Seriously, because you know, 1 week it's shorn, the next week is the bush again.
Can you imagine though if you didn't have hair? So it's great, isn't it?
Well, it is. It is.
But even if he didn't, he'd embrace what he had.
I would embrace what I had.
He would embrace.
We don't all need to look the same, do we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got a couple more news items.
Yes. Interested to hear about Kings of Leon, who are a great band, great music. Hear them on the radio all the time, but nobody knows what they look like. And they say that, you know, unlike lots of celebs that are papped and chased down the road and can't eat out without being, you know, everyone looking at them, they just travel on the tube. They travel on the tube because no one knows what they look like.
Everyone's going to be looking out for them now.
Like Harrison Ford. Like Harrison Ford, you see, so they all travel on.
Spotted him on the tube.
They all spotted on the tube. Poor old Harrison, you know, he's just recently had an accident now.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's been in hospital and he's on the mend again now. But they had to airlift him from Pinewood Studios a week or so back, just to sort of, you know, to deal with this injury.
He's injured his ankle.
He's 71 now, so he still looks really good.
Isn't he?
No, he's 71 years old now. Yeah.
Amazing.
And it brings back memories of, obviously, because I worked on first Star Wars, so they're all come back.
Yeah.
For this
Next
new.
time you see him, remember what we said last time. You need to invite him on the show.
Absolutely.
I'd like to interview him.
You can remind him of when you.
I'll do that. You know, I'll get off the tube. I'll probably get stuck in the door again or something.
There are lots and lots of people at the minute. There's a trend at the minute, and it's to do with skin flints.
Oh,
what are skin flints? And it's within the celebrity world, and people like Keira Knightley being called a skin flint, and Sarah Jessica Parker. Well, she's probably on about 30 million or something like that, but she tends to give herself 30,000 per year to live on. Well, she says she does it because she doesn't want to alienate her friends. So that obviously,
why not just treat your friends?
I know
that much money.
That's how I feel as well. But that's what she said. So hence the reason why she's a skin flint.
It's a strange.
I don't think
her luck with the restaurants and the.
I can't. But I suppose she's given loads of her clothes
and Sarah Jessica Parker, she's made it a rule that her son can only wear hand-me-downs from his cousins.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know, it's a sort of strange thing. But there's another story this week from Tamara Eccleston, which really amused me this week. And guess how much Tamara Eccleston's electricity bill is?
No idea.
She's just been sued for it. She hasn't paid her electricity bill. Now, Tamara Eccleston is actually a billionaires.
And how much was her?
How much?
And her electricity bill was £107,000 for the last quarter.
No.
You can just imagine, you know, and her house in Malibu is worth $85 million she paid for her house on Malibu. So so you still wonder how you can spend $107,000. You know, a quarter on your electricity bill. So.
Wow.
Well, 100 TVs.
It's obviously that huge and the electricity's left on, so probably quite easily.
We've got time for one more before we say goodbye to everybody.
Okay.
Quick one? You always get to finish the quick ones.
It's not a quick one though, the one I was going to talk about. It was just how celebrities change their look for their for their art. And I'm thinking about Hugh Jackman, who's recently shaved his hair. Yeah. I know that Johnny Depp's on it, but they, you know, make themselves look ugly. But anyway, that's for another occasion.
Okay, all right.
I think. Because it's a bit of a long
one. Just gave us a taster and then just took it away from us. Never mind. Thank you, Helena. Thank you, Ian.
Okay.
And we'll see you again next week on the show. Thank you so much. Well, we have reached the end of the programme for today, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed it. And if you want more information about any of our guests, you can visit the website chrissybshow.tv. And don't forget, you can also email me personally. Maybe you have a success story you'd like to share, or you'd like to give a suggestion for a topic to cover on the show. All emails are welcome. You can email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv. Love you and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.